Where do I begin? Oh my goodness. Today is Sunday, January 25th, January 26th. So much has happened within the past few weeks into 2025, and yeah, I honestly don't know where to begin. I have been feeling a lot of different things lately, and I mean that emotionally mostly, psychologically also. These past few weeks I have found myself into a bit of depression again, and for several reasons. Aside from Los Angeles literally being on fire right now, it's just been a very emotional past few weeks for me, and yeah, I don't even know where to start because it feels there's so many different things on my mind, not actively right now, but every day it seems as though it's something different. So the first 2 weeks, was it the first 2 weeks or the first week? The first week into January had a rough start. I dyed my hair because my birthday was coming up. This was after the vlog that I posted. I dyed my hair, had a really crazy, severe allergic reaction, which prevented me from going back to work on Monday. So that whole weekend of what was that? That weekend of the 4th and the 5th, I was experiencing my allergic reaction. Then I was going to be out from work on that Monday and Tuesday, the 6th and the 7th. And I was going to go back to work on Wednesday, the 8th. However, Wednesday is when the fires kicked off, and my work decided to have us work from home and not come in. So instead of going back to work on Wednesday, I was essentially at home that entire week from Saturday the 11th to January 17th. And I don't believe I've ever spoken too much about what my circumstances are living back at home with my parents, but it's not a great circumstance to be in. I'm very grateful for the fact that I have a place to come back to. I'm very grateful that I have a place to lay my head, especially given the current circumstances. But energetically, it's not a great place for me to be at. And so just being in the house, being forced to be inside the house for that whole week was debilitating, to say the least. My parents, they don't see me as a person, as an individual, and that hurts my feelings because there's so much depth to me as a person, and you don't get to choose who your family is, you know? Which is why the friendships that I make outside of my childhood home, outside of my family, I really, really do hold near and dear to my heart, because I don't have people in my family that really see me as an individual and know my character in the same way that my friends do. And being in the house for that entire week just really, it was suffocating. It was emotionally very sad to be in a place, to be in an environment with people that raise you, that are related to you by blood, but are almost like strangers. So there was that. And then on top of that, I was also having feelings come up for me about, you know, my severed relationship and how I'm feeling now at this point in time. It's a new year. I've learned a lot. I've grown a lot. But on the flip side to that, I also, within that week, had certain realizations about myself and about how I viewed myself and what was at the forefront of my mind after the last time that we had ever spoken. And that was really hard for me to swallow. I'm not going to share it. That's probably a conversation for my therapist. But it was very hard for me to swallow. And that, along with what I was experiencing being at home, being stuck at home, I just mentally and physically, I found myself in a hole of depression, which is not the way that I wanted to start the new year at all. But that's what's been going on with me. I'm currently sitting in the parking lot at the thrift store. I have some things that I'm gonna donate, and then I'm probably gonna look around. Today I'm meeting up with one of my good friends, October. Love them. Love her down boots. But yeah, these past few weeks have just been really trying and very, very challenging. These past few weeks, I've had to put things into perspective for myself. I've had to let go of certain things, certain ways of thinking, certain people, certain hopes. And it's like a shedding of skin, you know? And it's painful, but I know that I'm going to be okay. I know that I'm going to be just fine. And yeah. Actually, if I'm being honest, I don't know if I'm gonna be fine, but I just hope and I pray that I'm gonna be fine. It's better to have, you know, hope and faith as opposed to me being pessimistic and feeling like things can't get better. I want to have a mindset where I believe that things can always get better no matter what. And as of lately, I have just really been instilling it within myself to not put my fears above what God can do in my life. And I'm holding on to that. Yeah. I don't entirely know what to do or where to go from here. I know I'm trying to I'm working on eradicating the word try from my vocabulary, but that's the only word that I can think of right now. I'm literally trying my fucking best.
His car they destroyed? The same black man who went from them for justice, but whose every legal complaint they ignored?
Would you defend the savage? Does give anyone but himself to blame for Sarah's death?
I'm so excited.
Well, hello everyone. Today is Monday, January 27th, and I just got home from rehearsal. I went to work today, so a typical day in my life. I get up, I go to work. There was a point in time where I was going to the gym before going to work, but the past several weeks I haven't been doing that. So I get up, I go to work, and then I now go to rehearsal. And so it's currently 9:57 and I just got home. Rehearsal usually ends at 10, but sometimes we can go home earlier depending on how much we get through. And so we got to go home a little bit earlier, and I'm feeling good today. I'm in very good spirits today, which is great. I feel like when you're in a bout of depression or sadness and you're feeling hopeless, pretty much what I was explaining to you yesterday, it's really important to take those little wins, no matter how small, even if it's only for a moment, even if throughout the entire day you only smile or laugh or find something to be happy about for 5 minutes. You got to take that and you have to hold on to it, and you have to hold on to those little wins. And I actually had a really good day today. I had a really good day at work. I enjoy the people that I work with, which is something that I'm very grateful for, because not everyone enjoys the people that they work with. I happen to actually love the people that I work with, and they make me feel loved, which is more than I could ever ask for. I'm really grateful for that. But I had a really great day at work today. I went to the library and rented a few books, which I'm really excited about. I have so many books that I've checked out from the library in the past like month, and I definitely have been slipping on my reading game, but I'm getting back into it. And I feel like one of the things that I need to do to get back into it is just to read things that I actually enjoy and that captivate me and intrigue me and fascinate me. Because right now I have purchased and also rented books that, you know, don't get me wrong, I do want to read them, but they're either leaning more on the intellectual side or the self-help side, which is fine. One of the books that I actually rented today is like a self-help book, but it's either leaning towards that side or it's more of a hard read. And so if it's hard to read, it's not going to make me want to pick it up and read it, especially if I'm already going through something difficult. So I picked up some books today that are just fun, and yeah, they're fun, they're fascinating. So I'll show you which books I got right now. The first book that I got is called Buy Yourself the Fucking Lilies. This is by Tara Schuster. I started reading this while I was at work today, and already I'm feeling feelings. I feel like it's gonna be a really good read. I feel like it's gonna be very thought-provoking and very helpful. I'm already relating to some of what she's going through. Not entirely, but so far I really like the way that this is written. So I'm excited to, you know, keep reading this. And I also got a cookbook because I love cooking, and I also like looking at pictures, and I felt like this would be a great thing to get. That way I can, you know, romanticize my cooking experience. As I mentioned, I'm currently living at home with my parents, which is not the most fun environment to be in when I'm cooking, if I'm being honest. But maybe, I thought to myself, maybe what will help is if I romanticize the experience as much as possible and just try to envision myself in my own space and just make it as romantic as possible, you know. When I cook, I love to play jazz, Latin jazz, you know, and just have music going. My cat is in the kitchen with me, like, the vibes are vibing, you know. It's great. Like, there's so much love in the kitchen when I cook. And being at my parents' house, it's not always like that, but I'm gonna try. Because, or not try, I'm gonna do. Yeah, I'm gonna do. So those are the 2 books that I got today. The By the Fucking Lilies book, there's also an audiobook on Spotify. So if you have Spotify Premium, you can also listen to the audiobook. I did mention that I was reading it at work, but also on my way to rehearsal, I was listening to the audiobook, which is super convenient. Love that for me. But today was a really good day. I am now going to go take care of some things, you know, rinse out my water bottle, wash my water bottle, my big jug of water that I used to take with me all the time. I've been slipping on my water intake also because honestly, like, I just have been slipping, taking care of myself, prioritizing myself, and so I'm like, you know what, we need to get back into that, Destiny. So I'm gonna go wash my water bottle and probably just tidy up my room, take a nice shower, do some nice things for myself, some things for myself that make me feel important and special, like the good special star that I am. So I'm gonna do that. But today was a really good day, a really good day. So yeah, I will see y'all later. Hello there. Today is Wednesday, January 29th. It's 4:58 in the evening. I didn't vlog yesterday, even though I had intended to. Yesterday was just a really busy day. So after I got off work, I went to both of my side hustles, and then I went straight to rehearsal and didn't come out of rehearsal until literally 10 o'clock. So yesterday was a busy day, and when I got home, I did not feel like doing anything. I treated myself to some Chipotle yesterday, but like I said, it's Wednesday. It's 4:58 in the evening, and I'm currently sitting in my car, and I am not looking the greatest right now physically, like physical appearance wise. Yesterday I meant to wash my hair and I did not because I was really tired, and I ate, and then it was one of those nights where you get home, you put your stuff down or you put your stuff away, you eat, and then before you know it, you're in the bed like that was me. So so I did not end up washing my hair. So literally this morning when I got up to go to work, I woke up, realized that my hair was not washed, and in fact it was not styled either. So I had to throw it back in a little ponytail, and I put some gel on it, and I put a scarf on this morning, but that it didn't do much of anything. So I'm definitely looking a little crusty right now, but that's all right. Honestly, that is all right. So I did just want to keep the vlog going, even though I am not feeling the best. I also haven't been feeling the best in general, so it's okay. We will deal with that, okay? We will definitely deal with that, but this is me being transparent, okay? This is me, you know, all days are not going to be good days. They're just not. And every day is not going to be cutesy, aesthetic. Oh, come with me to get my matcha latte. Oh, ha ha ha, ki. Every day is not going to be like that. And I'm starting to understand that. And also, if what I'm striving for in my return to YouTube is authenticity, then it is perfectly fine for me to record these moments where I'm not all dolled up and, you know, I don't know, going on a shopping spree or going to get groceries, or look at me in my routine, and I'm going to the gym and I'm getting a latte and I'm hanging out with friends and getting drinks and all the emotion, blah, blah, blah. You know, it's not always like that. Maybe for some people it is like that. Maybe for some creators it is like that. But I'm striving for authenticity. And authentically, literally, the past few weeks have just not been great for me, mentally, emotionally. And I've kind of been in a funk. And right now, in this chapter of my life, I am dealing with that as best as I can. I think I mentioned, oh wait, did I record yesterday? See, this is the thing I don't even remember. I think I did record yesterday night. I recorded very little. And I mentioned that I got 2 books from the library, which I'm very excited about. So, one of the books I have with me right now. So, let me give y'all the tea on her. I have been reading this since the day I checked it out, which was on Monday. And I am really enjoying it so far, actually. The way that the author is detailing her life and how she grew up, and acknowledges that, yes, she was privileged, but as a lot of us are, or maybe aren't, but for me personally, what I go back and forth with about myself sometimes is I will have this mental peril in my mind, but on the one hand, I'm like, oh, but you know, you had a good life, you know, your parents, they got you everything you wanted, you were spoiled, you had food on the table, you have a place to live, like you were never homeless, you never had to, you know, and all those things that other people in this lifetime have had to deal with. And so sometimes I think, like, Destiny, you're so, you know, like, who are you? Who are you to feel bad? Who are you to have feelings? Who are you to be crying in your car on a Wednesday afternoon? Like, for what? Why? You know? But in the book, she talks about how, yes, her life was privileged. However, she did not have parents that nurtured her. She did not have parents that were there for her emotionally and actually neglected her emotionally. Parents that did not teach her how to be an adult. And I would argue that that is the case for a lot of people living on planet Earth right now. Majority of people probably did not have proper adult guidance in their life to teach them how to deal with their emotions and, you know, how to be a well-rounded human being that is able to confront their issues head on and not let their wounds control their life. So that's what's being talked about in the book so far, which I can really, really, really appreciate. I found so much relatability in that. And right now, in the chapter that I just read, she gives journal prompts for, regardless if you're new to journaling and you're just starting out, or if you're a seasoned journaler. She gives you prompts to really, what's the word I'm looking for? To really catapult you on your journey of self-discovery and getting to know yourself better, which I also really appreciate. So I'm gonna read just a few of the journal prompts that are listed in the book. Some of the journal prompts that I feel are the best ones that I will definitely be getting to at some point within the next few weeks when I pick up my journal. So the first one that I'm going to read is the first one that she lists, which is, today, here is what I feel in my heart. And she says, keep writing until you've emptied out all of the things you are currently feeling. Love that. That's typically what I do in my journal already, is I'll just write down whatever I feel, whatever's in my heart, whatever's on my heart or on my mind. But I like the way that that is phrased. The next one that I will read is, oh, okay. The next one that I'm going to read is number 8. There is something I've always wanted to deal with, but I haven't for some reason. Here goes, ... And she says, it's amazing, but most of the time we actually know what we most need to tackle. We just need to commit to it. So that's where I'm at in the book right now. I think that those are some really, really good prompts. And that's where I'm at in this chapter of my life, is really, really needing and wanting to deal with whatever it is that has me in this emotionally lackluster, hopeless, negative, limiting circumstance that I've been in for what feels like the past month, honestly. As I said before, I've been making a lot of realizations, which is great. We love a realization, but there's clearly something deeper on my heart, and maybe I need to write it down, because I find myself emotional so often. And as I mentioned the other day, like, the things that would normally make me happy haven't been making me happy. So my intention with buying this book was, hopefully this can be a tool that gives me a sense of direction as I am cleaning house. That is what I am doing. That is what I feel like needs to happen within myself, is I just need to take inventory of everything, even the small things. I need to take inventory and take stock of everything in my life, everything that has ever happened to me, every negative thing or experience or phrase or comment that was ever said to me that has attached itself to my spirit, attached itself to my person, and just wean off of all of it. Wean off of everything. Every negative experience, every limiting belief, everything. I just need to clean house and really get clear about what is wrong and create the best fucking life for myself, because I deserve a great life. I deserve a wonderful life. Everyone deserves a wonderful life, honestly, because you only get one. And I realize that, and I just want more. I truly want more. And if I have to work like hell to figure out how to give myself more, then damn it, that's what I'm gonna do. And so I got this book. It's really good so far. I think I mentioned that there's also the audiobook on Spotify. I'll leave that in the description box. I'll also leave the link to this book in the description box. This is a rental. I got this from the library, but so far it's so good that I wish I could take notes in it. You ever just get a book so good and you read a line and you're like, damn, that deserves a highlight? But I can't write in this. So I think after I'm done with this book, I'm gonna buy my own copy. That way I can reread it and go back and take all the notes my heart desires. But again, in light of being super, super honest and super transparent, I just came from one of my side hustles. I only had to go to one today, and I have a pretty decent chunk of time in between now and when I have to go to rehearsal at 7 o'clock. So I'm sitting outside in my car. I'm outside of this Mexican restaurant. I'm about to treat myself because, again, for I'm certain more reasons than one, I was very emotional after I got off of work today. I was super emotional. And then I went to my side hustle, came out of my side hustle, and I was still emotional. And so if treating myself is the least that I can do, then I'm gonna do that. I'm about to go into this Mexican restaurant. I love Mexican food, so that's the treat. Gonna go into this Mexican restaurant, sit down, just relax, be with myself. I'm gonna take my book in there with me so that I can do a little bit of reading. And yeah, just sit down, enjoy a good meal. And that's what my evening is looking like. And then after I'm done here, I'm gonna go to rehearsal. But yeah, girl, oh my gosh. Honestly, every day, more and more, I start to realize that I really do need a therapist, and I really do need someone to talk to. It's amazing to have friends, it is, but I need a professional, because I think that for the past few years, I've been trying to help myself, and I have been successful in some ways, but I'm at this point where I just need help. And it's okay to ask for help. I know that's the cliche, but it really is. It's okay to ask for help. And I'm just at this point where, yeah, I need help. For the longest, I truly believe that I was like, nah, I got it, you know, it's all under control. Like, what? I don't need a therapist. Like, I'm so self-aware. Like, I got this shit. I'm making different choices in my life, you know, I got this. What? I'm a Capricorn. One thing about me, I'ma do that shit, right? Okay. And it will get done, but it's okay for it to get done with help. And so that's where I'm at right now. I was talking to one of my coworkers today about, you know, because she asked me, she was like, oh, have you been successful in finding a therapist? And I told her that I have been looking for therapists that will take my insurance, but I haven't actually jumped the gun on it yet. And I was talking to her, and I was just like, you know what, there's so many steps. You know, people are always like, oh, get help, seek help. But it's crazy because there's so many steps that you have to take towards getting help. If it's not insurance, it's like going through a few different therapists to see who's the right fit for you. Sometimes like the money still needs to be discussed. It's just like, dang, shouldn't help be more accessible? And I feel that help is not really that accessible. And I know that BetterHelp is the thing. I have never used BetterHelp, so I can't speak to whether or not it's helpful. But I don't know. even with BetterHelp, I think at one point I did like take the little questionnaire to like find therapists, and from what I understand, you still have to pay for that, and not everyone is able to pay for help. But yeah, access. Can we have a conversation about access? Because if people are always going to be shouting, oh, get help, seek help, help is available, why do I have to jump through 50 million hoops to get said help? Bitch, by the time the help is on the way, the suicide attempt is going to be active. Like, we're gonna be in progress. So but aside from me being emotional today, it's been a decent day. It has. Even though I was emotional and I still have a lot on my mind, I believe that, number one, I want to say that writing things down absolutely always helps me. And I haven't opened up my journal probably within about a week, just because it feels like there's so much going on, I don't even know if I opened it, I don't even know that I would get everything out. And I think that's what's frustrating me, is I'll have journal sessions where I'm getting out all my feels, writing what's on my heart, and I'll feel like, okay, you know what, I'm fine, I'm good, like, I got that out, I'm able to look at it, I'm feeling clean and clear. And then a few days later, it's something else. And it's just frustrating, because it's like, if it's not one thing, it's another. And that's why, like I said earlier, I strongly believe that I just need to have a clean house, an emotional, like, take inventory of all of my emotional wounds and excavate every single last one of them, because clearly every time I think it's dealt with, it's not dealt with. So that's what needs to happen. I'm also not super happy in the job that I'm working at, which I think I mentioned. And one thing about it, two things for sure. If you're not, I feel like, okay, so here's the thing. Work, your place of employment, you spend about as much time there as you, I would say that work, people's occupations take up about easily like 50% of their day. So if you're not happy in what you're doing for work, if you're not happy where you work at, that's basically going to translate in your mind to, okay, like 50% of my life, which is half, which is a lot, is I'm not happy with 50% of my life. I'm not happy with half of my life. And in some ways it's like, okay, well, that's balance, because you have the other 50%. But you have to keep in mind, like, it's not just work. It's like, how are your friendships? How are your relationships in general? What's your home situation looking like? And as we all know, girl, my home situation right now, home life is not great. Home life is the other 50%, and a bunch of other things in between that add to it. I'm laughing because if I don't laugh, I'm gonna cry. But I say all that to say, I just want to be good. I would actually love to be great. And right now I am figuring out how to create something good for myself. Because right now almost nothing feels good. And I don't want that for myself. So I'm trying to make things as good as possible, trying to create something good for myself, a good life. And I guess it's just taking baby steps, one step at a time. In the wise words of Jordan Sparks, can't you see I'm having a moment right now and you go and do that? That is so disrespectful. A black woman is speaking. Right, okay. What was I saying? Oh, in the wise words of Jordan Sparks, take it one step at a time. There's no need to rush. It's like learning to fly or falling in love. No, because she really ate. She really ate. Devoured. Oh my gosh. But yeah, just one step at a time. And in the culture that we live in, or let me not speak like an old head, like in the culture that, but for me personally, sometimes I do get caught up in the instant gratification of like, I want it now. I want my change now. I want to be good now. But also, in the wise words of Miley Cyrus, ain't about how fast I get there. Ain't about what's waiting on the other side. It's the climb. Essentially saying what my good sis Tisha Campbell was saying. It's the journey. Yeah, and it is the journey. It is the journey, and I'm on it right now. And the past month, it's been turbulent as all I don't know what. But I'm sticking it out. I'm sticking it out, and I'm sticking it through, and I'm not giving up. I'm not giving up on me. I'm not giving up on life. I'm not giving up on God. I'm not giving up on the universe. And it's taken a lot for me to not give up and be strong and keep pushing. But I do believe that on the other side of this push and on the other side of me being resilient is something beautiful for me. And on that note, I'm gonna go in here and get my get my treats, and I'm gonna bring y'all with me. So let's go. The way I'm looking right now is not giving very YouTuber. It's giving, thank you.
My pleasure.
Okay. It's giving, you know what, let me not even say that about myself. Let me not even be self-deprecating, especially when I'm feeling the way that I'm feeling, even though it's kind of funny, but it's like not funny. I need to not say that, but yeah, the outward appearance is not giving very much YouTuber right now. I'm just a girl with a camera, okay? I'm not a YouTuber. I'm just a girlie with a camera and recording my real life. And this is real. It ain't no fun if the homies can't have none. Did food just put me in a good mood? No. Did it put me in a better mood? Absolutely. But yeah, I had a very blissful dining experience today, which, like I said, it is important that you hold on to those good moments, especially when you're in a bit of a dark period. So yeah, I had a really nice time. Also, aside from treating myself to Mexican food, I did go to the thrift store today at work. So without giving too much detail as to what I do for work right now, we go out into the community and we assist people with things, you know? So be that volunteering or going to a store or going to the movies or going bowling. Like, we just assist. And we went to the thrift store today and I picked myself up some jewelry. Oh my gosh, it's so cute. I'm literally, it was made for me. This is what I got. This is so cute. It is so cute. It is literally the necklace of my dreams. I saw this and this is definitely something that I have saved on my Pinterest board right now. So I was like, you're coming home with me. And I bought it. I am so glad that I bought it too. The necklace is super cute. It's giving Girlfriends. Tracy Ellis Ross. Yeah. Realness, get into it. So excited to wear this. Super excited to wear this. But it's currently 6:41. So I definitely need to go. If I don't see y'all at rehearsal, then I will either see y'all tonight when I'm at home, or I'll see y'all tomorrow. I hope you all have a lovely night. Be blessed and take it one step at a time. It's not about how fast you get there. It's the climb.